This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. So a yacht partially sank in the early hours of this morning in Florida. 35 meter or 115 foot yacht named Yacht Pour Another was moored at a rented berth in Fort Royal Isle in Fort Lauderdale. The crew noticed, like I said, in the early hours of the mornings around 4 a.m. that the yacht was starting to sink from the stern. And this was apparently after they had contractors working on board the previous day. According to some reports, the issue was with a non-functioning bilge pump. The bilge pump is designed to automatically pump water out of the vessel, from different sources to keep the vessel level. The issue could have been that the pump was turned off for the work. They could have been working on that pump, but they could have turned it off for another reason. At the moment, we don't know the actual reason why the pump failed. The issue of the vessel partially sinking also caused a fuel leak on board, but that was constrained to on board. It didn't actually leak out into the water. Now, the yacht was eventually refloated with the help of a Miami-based company called Cito, as you can see here in the footage from WSVN7 news in Miami. Also, first responders also attended that was the Fort Lauderdale Fire and Rescue Team. Now, the yacht Pour Another was built by Bonetti in 2003 and was refitted in 2021, and it is actually currently for sale with Fraser Yachts for a price of $5.2 million. And maybe you'll get it for $5.1 million now. Okay, we'll move on to the next story. A yacht owned by Howard Schultz has sold. Yacht Pi, formerly known as Syzygy 818, has been sold according to a confidential source. The yacht, built by Fedship and delivered in 2019, was featured brand new at the Monaco Yacht Show, and it was apparently for sale. The yacht also won 2 Neptune Awards at the 2019 World Super Yacht Awards, one for the best yacht in its class, and the second was actually for Motor Yacht of the Year. The yacht changed hands just 3 months later, just 3 months after the Monaco Yacht Show. The yacht changed hands and was renamed Yacht Pi. And as we said, was until recently owned by Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks. The yacht is a 77 meter or 253 foot in length, and it was initially offered for charter until sold. The yacht was again listed for sale and sold within a week. This is just recently. It was sold within a week at the original asking price of the vessel. That's a great return on investments, isn't it? We understand the yacht is heading off to a dry dock, which was a required dry dock of about 6 months. Probably the reason why Howard Schultz sold the boat so early. And the reason why we say that is because he is expecting a new yacht to be delivered next year in the first half of 2025. That vessel is currently in build with Fedship and is currently known as Project A24. So he's getting a new boat. He sold off the old boat, and because it had to go into a shipyard period, they might as well sell it early. We'll bring you more when that new yacht is delivered. So we'll move on to our next story, and this is about Flying Fox. We mentioned in the previous video that the vessel had popped up it moved out of Port Azur in Göcek in Turkey, and it was out at anchor there, and they were putting everything together like they were going on a charter. Well, we got some updates on that vessel. First of all, the vessel's turned on the AIS again, and it's been switched off for over a month, or almost a month now. And within 12 hours of our video going live, that AIS came back on. And one of the things that it did show us is that they've changed the flag state from the Cayman Islands to Malaysia. So that's another vessel changing flag to Malaysia, which is becoming a popular flag to change from for Russian vessels that were previously flagged with the Cayman Islands or with Isle of Man, places like that. So it's so new, as you can see from the AIS, that it's still only partially showing the flag change. When you click on the vessel, it still shows as being with Cayman Islands, but it will update. Also, the IMO database still shows Cayman Islands. It hasn't been notified of that change as of yet. The yacht has also appeared on a charter website. Thanks very much for everyone who sent in the links to that website, Blue Water Yachting. So it says post on application, but we've also been able to get the actual cost of what it will cost to charter the vessel. Now, as you can imagine, it's not going to be cheap. Now, the price is based on the location and the time of year. If you want to charter, this is what it's listed on the charter website. It says the Red Sea, the Seychelles, or the Maldives. Why anyone would want to go to the Red Sea right now, unless you're in the Navy, the Royal Navy, or the US Navy, because of all of the stuff that's going on there. But anyway, it says Red Sea, Seychelles, or Maldives, winter of 2023 to 2024. If you want to charter it for 4 million euros plus tax, if you want it. Now, if you want to charter it in the summer of 2024 in Turkey or in the Red Sea, again, and why you would want to go there, then the price is reduced to 4 million euros. So it's 4 million euros. That's more than it used to be. The last time it was on charter, I think it was $3.5 million. So I think the euro and the dollar is pretty close right now, but that's an increase of $500,000, isn't it? I don't know how many people could actually afford to pay that. If you want to see information on it, I'll put a link to Blue Water in the description below. All right, we've got an update on motor yacht Stefania. We mentioned this boat in a few videos, in previous videos, about this is the vessel that was raided and the crew were kicked off in an hour. The vessel has been confirmed as being in Antibes in France. We said that we believed that it was there, but we've had a photograph and we've had confirmation from subscribers saying, yes, the vessel is there. You can see the photograph here. This is from William Coates, and that's from that location. He says the photograph was taken in December, but the yacht is still there at the moment. The vessel has also sustained some damage, as you can see on the transom there. It looks like the yacht may have hit the quayside. We'll explain how that could have happened in a second. So one of the questions that came up in the comment section is how long could a yacht survive if the crew are forced to leave and there's nobody on board? Well, it just depends really. It depends on a number of things. As mentioned in the last video, the raid happened by the Guardia di Finanza in Italy, in Genoa in Italy, and it happened during the winter. So it's not such a problem in terms of the heat. Obviously, they're around in the winter time. It can be anywhere between like 5 and 10 degrees Celsius. So you're not going to worry about the AC not being on. Now, if that had happened in summer and they turned off the power, then that could be a big problem for the vessel. The big issue for it really is that even though it's in a marina, which is relatively calm, you can still get very high winds in this marina, and the vessel would move around in the mooring. Now, unless you've got crew on board to adjust the lines, you could have an incident with the vessel either breaks free of its moorings or it hits the quayside, which, judging from that damage on the stern there, on the transom, looks like that exactly might have what happened, right? It looks like it's possibly drifted a little bit and hit the quayside with no crew on board. Now, when the crew left the vessel, they would have had to, I would imagine, they would have had to turn off all the power. You can't leave power running on a vessel with nobody on it. So they most likely shut down, either if they were running generators, they would have had to shut down and go dead shift. That's what we call it when the vessel has no power. Or if they were on shore power, they would have had to switch that off. So the whole vessel would have been in blackout. Okay, we'll move on now to a YotSpot. This came in yesterday. The photographs came into us so quickly. When we looked on AIS, the vessel was still in the same location. Now, this was the Eastman Super Yacht of the Year for 2023, Liva, as we mentioned. And now you can see the photographs sent in here at Pedro Miguel docks in Panama yesterday. This is the docks that when you go through, you go into the Pacific Ocean. Now, the yacht is transiting the canal from the Atlantic side to the Pacific side and was spotted passing through the docks by one of our subscribers. Now, at first glance, it would appear they left one of their tenders on the Atlantic side of the canal. As you can see, there's an AIS ping here. However, when you check, it's actually more like a ghost location because it says that it hasn't updated for 23 hours. So it probably, as they winched the boat onto the vessel and switched it off, it's just for some reason it's still showing on AIS there, on the web-based AIS. Now, like I said, the photographs came in so quickly, the vessel was still exiting the Pedro Miguel docks, and now it's at anchor on the other side of the docks, on the Pacific side of the Panama Canal. When a story comes up, and we've done some videos in the past on the channel, there was some, the Young Turks, this is going back 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years now. They did some stories and we debunked those stories as well because they just weren't factually very accurate. And all right, remember to check out our new podcast channel. It's at Yacht Report Podcast on YouTube. You can also find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as on Audible, and soon to be on all platforms. We're still working on that. It's actually quite a long job to sign up to all of these different places. Now here we talk about all things super yachts in a more informal and relaxed atmosphere, with anecdotal stories from past adventures in the industry. From Monaco to Gibraltar was 865 nautical miles. And also remember to check out our Patreon page. You can find it at patreon.com/eSysman. You'll find many videos not featured on YouTube, including our Atlantic vlog series. And we also recently posted a new Patreon chat video there. Now, if you've got any information about any of the stories or any other stories, please be sure to get in touch. You can get us in the email address in the ticker. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, on Twitter, and on Threema. Please be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.